What's up, I'm Taeb. Welcome to my movement guide. 32% of people clicked off my last video in the first 30 seconds, so no long intro this time. Nah, I'm just kidding. Movement is probably the most important mechanic and the hardest to master in my opinion. If you have perfect movement paired with good crosshair placement, your raw aim skill becomes almost unnecessary, and good aim is only really there to compensate for you making a mistake. Just ask yourself how many times you've had to swing an angle and you swing too wide, so now you've swung into multiple people. That's a movement issue. Think about how many times your crosshair was on someone's head and the bullet went around their head and it doesn't kill them. And it's because it's a movement issue. Not an aim issue, not any other issue besides an issue with your movement. I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible, and the topics I'm going to be covering are counter strafing, peeking, and jump peeking. The first thing I'm going to go over is counter strafing. Counter strafing is when you stop your movement with the opposite key. So you hold D and then you hold A and boom, you stopped. And you use this to make your shots accurate while being able to strafe. The thing is though, you don't really need to counter strafe. Counter strafing is something that was a core part of Counter Strike because the movement was so fast that you had to counter strafe to stop yourself. But in this game, you can just stop if you don't want to counter strafe. So you hold A, let go, boom. Hold D, let go, boom. And you can just do this if you're a lower elo player or even a new player, and you'll be just fine. You don't have to put in the time to learn counter strafing, you can do it later. For those of you that do want to learn counter strafing, I'm going to try to explain this in the simplest way possible because it sounds kind of confusing at first. But let's say I'm going to strafe to the right. So you hold D and then you hold A to stop yourself, and you strafe to the right and you shot. Now you let go of the other key. So you let go of D now, and you're moving to the left by holding A, and then you re-hold D, and you've stopped. And there you go, you're counter strafing. You can just come into the range and just practice it. I promise you'll get the hang of it because it's not hard at all. People make it seem as though it's like rocket science, but it's just not. You can just practice it for a little bit, and I promise you'll get it down.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Now we're here on Ascent, and I'm gonna go over peeking. So there's different types of peek that you want to do in different situations, and you're only really gonna know what to do in different situations by playing. It's something that gets built up over time, and it's not something that you can just watch a video on, but I'm gonna try to help you as best as I can. First, we're gonna talk about how to peek an angle. So how the angles work in Valorant is you want to be as far from an angle as possible. So if I'm playing here and someone's swinging from there, I'm farther from this angle, which means I have advantage because I'll see them first. And so if you're coming from here, I see this angle later because this guy is farther from this angle than I am. And so you just want to keep that in mind when you're peeking. So like if I want to take the fight on the guy's switch, I'm going to be as far from this wall as I can, and I'm just going to slowly try to clear this angle. And that's basically how you peek an angle. Learning how to peek angles is really important because it's going to help you learn how to isolate 1v1s, which means you'll be able to convert more rounds for your team by clutching. So what I mean by that is you're going to be able to take one-on-one fights using your movement, and that way you'll be able to clutch. Here's an example of C9 Zeppa clutching against PRX.
It's 11-4, it's fine, keep going.
Wait.
Right here, notice how Zeppa flashes and swings past Mind Freak, because Mind Freak being full flash is just going to spray his gun randomly where his crosshair was placed. Zeppa, knowing this, swing past the spray and secures the easy kill.
That's a great flash.
I think, wait, oh my god.
You didn't kill him.
The no look. He's just flexing on him. And Zeppa now has a chance. Now the wall
Oh, that's
is going to
I
be
saw him, he knows where both of them are.
the other side. Forsaken doesn't land the shot.
Flashing, bird in 20
Get
seconds.
this
Wait for the
kill,
bird.
Get this kill, Popsky.
Right here, Zeppa has the information on one player who is playing Hell, and here's the Sage running back probably long to res. He knows that he can isolate the 1v1 on the Jet, and he takes his chance. He instantly pops his ult and swings wide with his D key, stopping his movement and securing the kill on Sage, and then transfers onto Killjoy. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is jump peeking and throwing shoulder. These are ways to bait your opponents and also gather good information. So basically when you're jump peeking, you want to run up to a wall and you want to hold W and D, and then as you get to the place that you see them, so like as you get the info, you pull back by holding A and S. So it should look something like this. And you can do it on the other side too, doesn't matter. You just gotta practice a little bit. Jump spotting is really good whenever someone's opping, and this throws us into our next topic, which is throwing shoulder. So throwing shoulder just means you walk up to a wall and you jiggle and you just want to show a little bit of your body. And the point of this is to bait out an op shot or to get somebody to shoot. And so while you're not going to be able to see them, you'll know they're there because they're shooting at you, you know? So let's say you jump peek, you see an op, you throw a shoulder to bait the shot. That was a little too wide. You might die if you do it too wide. You throw some shoulder, they shoot, and then you swing. Boom, boom. And that's what throwing shoulder is. That's all I'm going to cover in this video. This should set you up with a really good baseline for you to practice your movement and improve. If you want to keep up with me, I stream every single day on Twitch at twitch.tv/wavytape. Thank you so much for watching.